It looked like a toy. Pistol, but it could make death look like a heart attack. In 1975, during one of the most explosive congressional investigations in American history, the U.S. Senate learned of a weapon so insidious it seemed torn from the pages of a spy novel. It was small, silent, and left no trace. A gun capable of killing a person by mimicking a natural heart attack. The weapon was publicly shown during the Church Committee hearings, a series of investigations into abuses by the CIA and other intelligence agencies. Dubbed the heart attack gun, this device fired a tiny, poisonless dart designed to dissolve in the body, delivering a lethal neurotoxin without leaving a visible wound or traceable residue. Since that moment on live television, the weapon has vanished from public record, leaving behind a chilling legacy and a list of unanswered questions that linger to this day. Why was the heart attack gun developed? To understand how such a weapon came to be, we must return to the early Cold War, a period of unprecedented secrecy, paranoia, and covert warfare. In the decades following World War II, the U.S. found itself locked in an ideological and strategic conflict with the Soviet Union. This global power struggle unfolded not only in battlefields but in laboratories, embassies, and the shadowy world of espionage. The CIA, formed in 1947, became the central player in America's covert operations, operating in a realm where morality was often optional. It was within this climate that the CIA launched Project MKUltra, a now infamous program aimed at developing methods of psychological control. Among its offshoots were research into toxins and poisons that could kill without a trace. As covert assassinations became a tool of geopolitical strategy, the CIA searched for ways to eliminate enemies quietly and without suspicion. Traditional methods, bullets, bombs, poison pills, left evidence. The ideal weapon would create no forensic trail, no suspicious wounds, and no questions. That ideal led to the development of the heart attack gun. How did the heart attack gun work? According to testimony during the 1975 Church Committee hearings, the gun was designed to fire a small, frozen dart containing a lethal shellfish, dedibit toxin, most likely saxitoxin, a potent neurotoxin. Here's how it worked. The dart was tiny, small enough to go unnoticed. Once it struck the target, it penetrated the skin, even through clothing. The dart melted and dissolved inside the body, leaving no trace. The toxin caused immediate cardiac arrest, mimicking a natural heart attack. The entire process was silent, non-violent, and virtually undetectable with the forensic tools of the time. The weapon itself could be disguised as a pen, a camera, or a standard pistol. It used compressed air or gas for propulsion, making it silent and smokeless. To anyone observing the death, it would appear as if the victim had simply collapsed, their heart giving out under ordinary circumstances. Public revelation. The 1975 Church Committee. The existence of the heart attack gun became public knowledge in September 1975, when it was revealed during the Senate's investigation into U.S. intelligence abuses. Chaired by Senator Frank Church, the weapon was displayed in a televised hearing. One senator held it up before the cameras as CIA officials explained its capabilities. The effect was immediate and electrifying. The American public, already shaken by Watergate and the Vietnam War, watched in disbelief as the CIA openly admitted to developing a weapon designed to kill invisibly. The CIA claimed it had not been used operationally, but few were convinced. The gun's existence, confirmed under oath, raised chilling questions. Had it already been used? On whom? And how many more such weapons had been developed? The CIA dodged these questions, offering only vague denials. The weapon, meanwhile, disappeared from public discussion after the hearing, never to be officially mentioned again. What happened to the weapon? After its brief appearance before Congress, the heart attack gun seemingly vanished. No follow-up investigations were made public. No further documentation emerged in declassified files, and most damning of all, the weapon's physical whereabouts remain unknown. Some believe it was destroyed after the hearings, reabsorbed into black-budget programs, or transformed into more advanced assassination tools. FOIA. Freedom of Information Act requests have turned up nothing of substance. Researchers and journalists have tried for decades to uncover more information, only to hit walls of redacted files, vanished evidence, and institutional silence. It's as if the heart attack gun so real, so publicly shown, was scrubbed from history. Were these weapons ever used? Officially, there is no proof the heart attack gun was ever used, but unofficially, a disturbing number of suspicious deaths. Whistleblower accounts and classified references suggest otherwise. Suspicious deaths, numerous deaths from the Cold War era, have raised eyebrows. Not because they were declared homicides, but precisely because they weren't. 1. Frank Olson, 1953. A U.S. Army biochemist involved in Olson fell from a hotel window after allegedly being dosed with LSD by the CIA. Decades later, forensic experts concluded he may have been struck in the head before falling. Some believe he was murdered for knowing too much, possibly poisoned first. 2. Patrice Lumumba, 1961. The CIA had detailed plans to assassinate the Congolese leader with poison. While Lumumba's death was ultimately at the hands of political rivals, the CIA's involvement has long been suspected. 3. Thomas Merton, 1968. The anti-war monk and activist died of an alleged accidental electrocution in Thailand. There was no autopsy, and he was cremated almost immediately. Some researchers believe his death was suspiciously convenient. 4. Michael Hastings, 2013. The investigative journalist died in a fiery car crash shortly after emailing friends that he was being surveilled by the FBI. Though no biological weapon was suspected, the case fuels modern theories about invisible or deniable assassinations. While none of these cases can be directly tied to the heart attack gun, each raises the same unsettling possibility: that state-sponsored deaths can be made to look natural, and that weapons like the heart attack gun were built for exactly that purpose. Whistleblower hints over the years. Former intelligence officers and defectors have alluded to silent killing tools in public interviews, memoirs, and off-record accounts. While rarely providing names or details, they confirm a troubling fact. The CIA had the means to kill undetectably, and likely used those means when the stakes were high enough. One document released by WikiLeaks in 2010 and titled Assassination with Natural Causes outlines the use of engineered accidents and other methods for making murders appear natural. While it doesn't mention the heart attack gun directly, it confirms that such doctrines were real and likely remain in use today. The unanswered questions decades later. The heart attack gun remains a historical ghost, visible just once, then swallowed by the shadows, but its brief emergence left behind a legacy of unsettling questions. How many of these guns were built? Were CIA field agents trained to use them? Did they remain in service after the 1975 hearings? Have more advanced versions been developed since? And perhaps the most disturbing question of all: has anyone ever died on American soil or abroad at the hands of a gun the world was never meant to see? The legacy of deniable death. The heart attack gun symbolizes something larger than itself. It represents the quiet power of covert tools, the ability of a government to eliminate threats with zero accountability. Unlike a sniper rifle or a drone strike, this gun was built not to make war, but to erase individuals with surgical precision, without any physical trace, in an age when advanced biological, chemical, and digital tools are developed behind closed doors. It is entirely plausible that modern successors to the heart attack gun exist today, only more effective, more discreet, and more dangerous. What began as a Cold War invention may have laid the groundwork for an entire philosophy of invisible warfare. Final thoughts. Some secrets don't disappear. The heart attack gun's brief moment in the public eye left a permanent mark on the American psyche. It reminded the world that invisible weapons are not science fiction, but very real tools of real intelligence agencies. That moment raised chilling possibilities that still haven't been fully addressed, because if the US government developed a weapon to kill without detection and then buried all evidence of it, what else have they created in secret? The gun itself may be gone, but its purpose, that may be alive and well.